Alright, he's right. Let's come in, it's the police.
Hello?
It's the police, right?
Yes,
Come in.
do come in, yeah, I left it there properly. I'm going to go through that.
Hey, guys, come in, it's the police.
Hello?
It's the police, right?
Yes, thank you, do come in, yeah, I left it there properly. Do come in. Do you want to go through to that?
This room?
That one. This way.
Can we just close the door fully?
Yeah, it's fine, you're
Leave
in
it
here.
as
No
is.
big deal, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, if you follow them in, I just want to drop this off.
Michael.
If you follow them in, I just want to drop this off.
Michael, is it? Michael.
Yes.
Do you want to take a seat, Michael?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, I appreciate there's an ongoing issue with the neighbourhood situation at the moment with your neighbour.
Well, it's not an issue. It is a one-way attack. But yes.
It's a what, sorry?
It's a one-way assault and attack.
Okay, I don't think that's very true because I've seen some, let me just explain a few things to you. Firstly, you've posted videos of the gentleman online on a YouTube account.
Yes, of him committing crimes. Yes.
Well, him doing some gardening isn't committing a crime. So firstly,
What?
let me just start. The videos of you putting him online, I think we've not looked through them all, there's so many, but apparently there's videos of his kids.
No, they're not.
I don't know how true that is. As I said, I've not looked through them all.
Stop.
But what I'm saying is,
Stop.
no, I'm not going to stop.
I will make you. No.
Listen, please.
No.
He has
You
a
have made a
medical condition
statement.
that you are because he's autistic. If you deny things that he knows to be, if you say things that
You have just made.
but in his particular case, it results in this, and he's had 18 months of this,
Okay,
and
Mark,
it's
what would you
reduced
like
him
to
to a
say?
real state of
Okay.
nervous stress.
Mark, I'll let you say what
Both
you
of
say.
you guys will shut up and listen to this.
Right,
Please,
what I'm not going to do, no, what I'm not going
This
to
is
do,
very important.
Michael, what I'm not going
This
to do,
is very
let's have
important. So
that.
be
It can
quiet.
important.
Be
You won't
quiet.
talk to us like that, otherwise I will just leave.
Look, this is very important. You've made a statement of fact which is absolutely bullshit, as if it is true, and I'm telling you right now for a
Okay.
fact there are absolutely no videos, images, or anything else of his child or children on my YouTube channel. That is a fact.
And I appreciate that. As I said, I haven't seen them all, so I said, I did say at the end, I don't know if it's true. If
But it's not true.
Okay, that's
The
fine.
fact he's told you
And
that
that's
is a
fine.
lie.
Okay.
But
If I can just interject.
you have made a statement which is self an accusation, which I reject.
Okay, that's fine. The videos, either way, of putting him online, regardless, need to stop. And
No,
need to
they
be
don't.
taken down.
No, we don't.
They don't.
We've had a whole range with the SNT recently.
I know.
And they have said.
I know. And I'll be honest with you, it's pretty tit for tat. It's one man at
fuck
another.
No, but
It isn't.
But
It is.
everything has been
It
done
is
here
not.
because of something he's done first.
Yeah.
We've never invaded his territory. We've never broken into his house. We've never broken into his garden. We've never destroyed anything on his property. We've never posted stuff until he started doing it. He stalked Michael for over a year before he started. And Michael started trying to retaliate, not try to defend himself. And the thing about this thing is to defend himself against all the lies.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's defending himself against the lies. The cameras are up there to defend it, so because the police kept saying, well, you've got no proof he's doing these things, so we put the cameras
It
up.
is an offence to film someone on their private property.
It is
Alright.
not. No, it is not.
No,
It is not.
It is fucking. It is not.
You're not allowed to
You got
can
committed
film-
multiple
you
offences.
what you're allowed to film is your own property. If your video
No,
goes,
can I let me deal with this one, please?
if your video,
We have researched.
So, with all due
So-
respect, you two are doing a lot of talking and not a lot of listening to my colleagues.
You
Just
don't
listen.
understand.
Yeah.
You are allowed to film your own property. If your video goes into someone else's private property, okay,
Are you
you're
aware
not
of the
allowed
court
to-
case about this?
Please understand,
Yeah.
and what I'm trying to explain is that if your video into his
Yeah.
private property, of him doing things in his private property, you are in danger of committing your own offences in that matter.
But-
especially if you then go on to then publish them.
Get these guys to stop
So
talking.
The videos show our boundary line, which by definition means a little bit of his property, because it's over the boundary he keeps committing his offences. And the police told us we needed the evidence. They told us the
got no
Okay,
problem with the cameras.
no problem with
Yeah,
that. What I'm
so-
saying is publishing on a public platform his
We were
address
trying
and
to
his
We're
location.
trying to provoke the SNT actually doing something.
Yeah.
They just look at stuff and do nothing.
Look, I appreciate that. I completely appreciate that. We're not from SNT, firstly. We're from
I
response.
realise that.
So calls obviously come in
Yeah.
from, I think it was Michael, and then we just get sent out
Yeah.
for it. That's the reason
Yeah.
we're here. It's the first encounter I've ever had with you. I think it's the first encounter my colleagues have had with you.
Yeah.
You say about a court case. I've got absolutely no idea about it. I know there's multiple reports because we get called in all the time.
Yeah.
This address is so well known that any time a call comes out, we all know where it is because
Yeah.
we're called it so often for this neighbour
Yeah.
dispute. Okay,
Irrelevant.
and I'm not. Okay. If you are rude to me once more, I will just leave. I genuinely will just
I'm
leave.
not being rude.
No, you are, because you're doing a lot of talking, not a lot of listening. I appreciate you. I appreciate
that
you
doesn't
understanding
make
the
sense.
read.
Can we
That
just...
does
But
not
it needs
equate
to
to
stop.
rudeness. That does not
It needs
equate
to
to
stop.
rudeness. I
Okay.
have autism.
I know you do, but that's not an excuse to be rude.
I'm not being
Okay?
rude.
So,
I am.
Okay.
You are saying the fact I'm not listening is rude. That is not correct.
Okay.
You're making
Can I continue
statements.
speaking to this gentleman?
You are
Because you are interrupting my
You are
conversation.
making statements which are legally nonsense.
Okay, would you like me to
Factually
leave?
nonsense.
No,
Would you
Michael,
like me
please,
to leave? Right.
please, let me...
So please let me speak
go
to
and
this
sit
gentleman.
upstairs just for a minute.
You do
But
not appreciate the fact I am under extreme stress.
I'm just speaking to
and
this gentleman. I was having
Yeah,
a conversation with this
Can
gentleman.
I
Yes, but I
say
called
that
for
the
police.
first time
I
he
called
had
for
a
police.
non-epileptic seizure and the police themselves had to call an ambulance.
Yeah.
It was because of exactly this kind of
The
conversation.
stress, yeah.
No,
Because-
because where you
because-
are treating me.
Because...
I call the police
Sir,
for my protection.
No, Michael, please.
I,
Please, let me talk. So, the problem we have is he was a stable, sensible individual going out in the world, involving himself in because he's of his sight problems and his autism and stuff. He wasn't able to get employment, so he was volunteering. So he was going out doing all those things. Of the 18 months that he's been attacking him, he's been reduced to this.
Yeah.
And the SNT has not protected him in any way or shape at all.
yeah.
And the first time that he had a non-epileptic seizure was because of a conversation where the police came in and told, as if it was true, something that he'd said,
Yeah.
and refused to, and refused,
he got worked up and
and he
upset.
got
I
worked
know
up.
it's a stressful
But
situation.
it's a medically
But it's-
serious
But
situation.
what we're trying to explain is that we come to these situations. Michael will have his account of exactly
Yeah.
what's happened.
Yeah.
They will have their account of exactly what's happened. Like you said, police told you before to get CCTV with regard to
Yeah.
making sure there's evidential
Yeah.
aspects
Yeah.
just to support what you're saying
Yeah.
and everything like that. You can do that. Evidentially, you can gather all of that,
Yeah.
and you can put it on SNT to then start getting them to promote the ball rolling. The issue comes when you start publishing it publicly.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say that, oh well, I've only published it publicly because I want the SNT to pick up to pick their feet up, what you're doing then is you're putting your own evidence at risk. Because if you then publish it on your public platform, the court's not going to look at it properly because they're going to say that's on a public platform.
Okay,
Anyone has access to that. Please, 1 second, I'm talking to your friend. Okay.
Please,
And
can I-
so
every time-
that's
every
going
time
to put that's going to put that at risk. Okay.
Every time
No,
you
that's
talk
going to
legal
put
nonsense,
your
I'm
own
but-
court case
but-
at risk.
Okay,
Okay.
can we?
And with regards
I
to going
understand
forward,
all this. Can I understand that?
explaining.
You are more.
But what would be really helpful if you could tell us what we're going to do about that sign.
Well,
The
first,
sign's down. The sign is
Good,
down. The
thank
sign
you.
is gone.
Right.
the sign has been taken down, and he has been advised that he shouldn't be doing that because it is an offence to do that. We know that. We have advised him of that.
Yeah.
However, it is also an offence. Whether you agree with it or not, you are committing multiple offences by putting videos in online. And if I'm not saying there are, but if just let me finish. You could. I'll promise, Mark, we can speak in a second. If there are pictures of his kids, I'm not saying there are. I'm saying if, because I've not looked at them all. There are. They need to come down anyway. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying if.
Yeah.
But the videos of him need to come down anyway.
They do
need to
not.
calm down.
I will tell you why they do not.
Okay, please
Listen
do.
to this.
Yeah.
Now, this has gone to the High Court. It has been proven. It has been explained in every way possible. What you are saying is legally wrong and factually wrong. You are not correct in your assertion. Okay? Forget what you just said. It is not legally correct anymore.
When you say it's gone to the High Court, do you mean?
No,
I'm just
case
curious. Do you
called
mean as in you've gone to the High Court?
No. There's a case called the
stated case.
Metropolitan Estate and something else.
You are committing the offence of voyeurism, stalking,
That's not an offence.
harassment.
No. Sorry. Can I just
Voyeurism is a
explain?
criminal offence.
No. Exactly. So, and this is.
Was it not?
And that's the whole point. The whole point about the court case was that when criminal offences were occurring and the police refused to do it, the police tried to stop the householders in question videoing a public space and a little bit of the neighbours' properties because that's the way the cameras work. And they said the judge got at the police and reprimanded them for trying to stop that happening. Yeah. And that is established law. No one's argued it.
But that stated case is referring to them using it evidentially. That stated case is not about them.
No, it isn't.
No.
So can I please?
Because that stated case, you're talking about them. They're filming the area. The police. They're worried about the police not acting upon it because they're saying, "Well, you're looking into that person's private actor, just missing out on the criminal offences aspect." The aspect here is the problem: the fact that you've videoed that area. You videoed it, fine, no problem. But then you're publishing it onto a public platform for other people to see.
Right.
That's not what the case law says. Okay. And more importantly, I have made every reasonable effort within my power to make sure that these videos are compliant with the Data Protection Act. You cannot see anything which would identify...
I appreciate. Let me just say two other things. So just with regards to the stated case, firstly, as my colleague said, with regards to if you were to take this whole situation to court, the whole dispute over the years, you cannot use those videos as evidence in the future. Okay, let me finish. It's the same reason that when cases go to trial in the media, say a big murder case, and they go to trial, they will not use evidence that you post online because it does not give the right to a fair trial. Because the jury, let me finish. Please let me finish.
You are wrong.
Because the jury, you can say I'm wrong. You can say I'm wrong. I don't really care. I'm telling you.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's not a right to a fair trial. Secondly, I'm going to tell you one more time. I'm going to finish with this conversation because I'm bored of it, to be frankly honest. It is a criminal offence. I'm going to tell you it's a criminal offence. What you choose to do with that is now up to you. But please be warned that if you are arrested one day for it, I have warned you that those videos need to come down because it is a criminal offence. That is the end of that conversation because I'm quite frankly done with it. You don't agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. But I'm telling you it's an offence. That's my advice to you. Wise words. Secondly, the sign has come down. We're going to make neighbours aware that the sign's there. We're also going to make them aware that pictures have been posted on, videos have been posted online of him because it's an ongoing neighbour dispute. That's the bottom line.
We'll make sure, and we'll chase up with them to make sure they get
we will chase. I know it may feel like they're not doing anything, and I do appreciate that. SNT are very
aware of these videos online and the reasons.
And we'll make them aware of the sign.
And we'll make them aware of the sign that's outside. That was outside.
I know it may be very slow moving, but as my colleague rightfully explained to the gentleman next door, the thing with SNT is they build a case very slowly. It's not all going to happen overnight. I get their ongoing issues, sir. I get it's very stressful for yourself. To be involved.
No, this is not stressful. You are not understanding the problem. This is medically harmful, what is happening, and you are contributing to it by treating me like a criminal.
Michael, can we just leave that then? Okay. Because it's not going to go any further.
No, if they want to arrest me, arrest me. I'm sick of this shit.
Right,
enough. Take it yourselves, fine.
Right,
I have done nothing wrong.
Please. Let's finish.
Right. So basically, what we're going to be doing is...
Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead, no problem.
The man next door has been caught out lying every time the police go around, and they've been lied endlessly, and part of the evidence route is we've caught him out with all the lies, we've got the evidence of all the lies, and every time the police go around there, they come back here as if we're the victims, because he is so incredibly convincing.
Yeah.
And to us, this is exactly a repeat of what happens every time. Because he is so convincing, what he doesn't tell you is what he's been doing in the meantime that has caused all this. And he denies it completely. And the bit about him saying we're publishing pictures of a child online, the thing he uses to call Michael a paedophile is categorically untrue.
Can I just explain as well? You've got to understand from our point of view, let me just explain, from our personal point of view, we are response team officers. This is the first time I've met yourself.
Indeed.
It's the first time my colleagues
I
met
agree.
yourself.
We've not met
So
before.
the issue we've got is we're a response team. We leave this call and we go straight to another call. Another call comes in, we go straight to that.
Okay.
And then we put all the paperwork on. So the issue for us is we don't have the bond with neighbourhoods as the Safe and Neighbourhoods team would. That's their job, whereas ours is to take the calls and put them on. So they have more of a bond with yourself, Michael, the gentleman next door, because they know the situation. They know about the court cases and all the previous stuff.
information.
So that's no, but just in reference to you saying that he's quite manipulative next door. Obviously, that's our first encounter with him.
Yeah.
And we, in our job, we're quite good at reading people, but it's our first encounter with the gentleman. So we're not in either position to make any such judgment.
I'm just picking up on a statement you made earlier that everybody knows about this address problem.
Yes.
I'd assume that all the police officers who caught him out in lie would have put a note, please no.
Basically, what will be known about the address problem is that there is an issue between the addresses.
Okay, fine.
It won't be, oh, by the way, here's the long list of history.
All right.
Here's what previous officers have seen. Here's what previous. So that's why it goes through to the that's why it goes through to the neighbourhoods.
Yeah.
That's why it goes through to the neighbourhoods so that they can take it on further. That's why they build the case slowly. That's why they're taking into account everything so that they can't be tricked by small.
What I'm worried about is that you've come round to deal with a particular thing, which is that sign and his accusation on the internet that Michael's a pedo.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of that being the main subject of this conversation, we're now talking about all this other stuff, which S&T are in charge with.
No, you guys have brought up the other stuff when we have stated that the sign has been removed, and then we've then stated that the videos were an issue because they were brought up to us. We were unaware of the videos. So when we've come there, we've dealt with the sign has been removed. He's then brought his issue to us. We've come back to here to express his issue to yourself.
Could you give me one thing? I have a question in regards to this.
Just what's your relationship to this gentleman?
I'm his father. Is there 40 years in the law? So, is there legal authority for the statement you made about that being a criminal offence by having stuff online?
Is there legal authority?
Yeah. What is the authority for you to say that? In other words, is there a court case?
Well, from what I've seen as I've explained, we've not seen the full videos. You've asked me a question. I'm trying to answer it. You're about to talk over me. He's showed us the videos that are online. Yeah. He's not clicked on them. We've not sat there and watched them all because we don't have the time to do that. So I've not seen, as I said, if there's kids on there and all that. I don't know if his face is on it. But from what I can see from what he's shown me, it appears to be, and it may not be the case, but it appears to be from what I've seen from that little snapshot, that the camera is filming him in his own garden, on private property. That is a criminal offence. So
that is the bit you're talking about.
If that is the case of where he's being filmed on his own private property,
that's why we're going to make neighbours.
It's the same way. It's the same way that I couldn't come up to your front window.
I'm completely relaxed. Yeah. Because again, you've been fooled. He's doctored them.
He's what? Sorry.
He's doctored them.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Never mind.
It's the same. It's the same way.
Video that's on the YouTube account.
It's the same way that I couldn't come up to your front window and just start filming it like that. I can't start just filming through your front window.
Which he's done to us.
Okay, so by the way...
Okay, but this is all being put. I think, to be honest, I think we've hit the nail on the head. I think we've come in to talk what we've talked about.
We'll definitely let neighbourhoods know about your issue that you've mentioned.
Just be aware that Robin Young, who's an S&T, is by having stuff online.
Is there legal authority?
Yeah. What is the authority for you to say that? In other words, is there a court case?
From what I've seen as I've explained, we've not seen the full video. You've asked me a question. I'm trying to answer it. That's still voting. He's showed us the videos that are online. Yeah. He's not clicked on them. We've not sat there and watched them because we don't have the time to do that. So I've not seen, as I said, if there's kids on there and all that. I don't know if his face is on it. But from what I can see from what he's shown me, it appears to be, and it may not be the case, but it appears to be from what I've seen from that little snapshot, that the camera is filming him in his own garden, on private property.
So that is the bit you're talking about.
If that is the case of where he's been filmed
of him committing a crime.
It's the same way. It's the same way that I could.
That's fine. Now I'm completely relaxed. Because again, you've been fooled. He's doctored them.
He's what? Sorry.
He's doctored them.
Right.
Okay. Never mind.
It's the same. It's the same
way.
The
video that's on the YouTube account.
It's the same way that I couldn't come up to your front window and just start filming it like that. I can't start just filming through your front window.
Which he's done to us.
Okay, so by the way...
this is all being put. I think, to be honest, I think we've hit the nail on the head.
No, you haven't.
We'll definitely let neighbourhoods know about your issue that you've mentioned.
But just be aware that Robin Young, who's in the S&T, has got 6 different complaints ongoing, so police complaints about the way he's been treating this.
So, as in you've complained 6 times
Yes.
about
Yeah.
him specifically? Yeah. Okay.
So
Can I say to Michael, as well,
Unfortunately, because he is the neighbourhood officer,
I know, we
have to
understand
put
that,
it
which
through
is
to
why
him.
we're still...
I'll just say to you both, though, Michael especially, I appreciate that this is I appreciate this is having a toll on your medical state, as you mentioned, and it would be stressful. It'd be stressful for me if I was living here. It's a stressful situation.
You don't understand. Autism makes everything 1,000 times.
My little brother has autism. I've lived with him for 16 years, so I'm well aware of what autism is.
Okay.
How old is he? Is he 42?
No, 16, as I said.
Exactly. When you're 16, your brain's not fully
Alright, I'm going
developed.
to leave because we're not having this conversation.
Look, this is,
I know, Michael.
Listen,
Please, Michael.
Listen. The reason why all the stuff is on
Michael, we'll
YouTube
make
is
this
because
episode,
Woman Young refuses to take the evidence.
Okay.
That changes everything. Do you not understand this?
Well,
He
like I
will
said, we'll
not
put it through
accept
to-
the evidence.
Okay,
So I
we'll
have
put
to
it
put it
through.
somewhere so professional standards can see it. They
Okay,
ask
we're gonna
for
put it
it.
through now.
I have got emails from professional standards asking for them. I've been requested to send them to them. Hello? Hello, yes?
Hello, you phoned to do a special complaint.
Yes. Yes. Yes, so, what do you know so far?
You had there's an incident with the neighbour this morning. Justice came up, spoke to him. He removed the sign.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, so we'll do now. Okay. First of all, I am vulnerable, severely sight impaired, I've got autism, I'm on high medication for stress, anxiety and depression. The officers who attended because I called 999 for my safety because of a thing the guy next door had done, as you just mentioned. He put a placard up with offensive words intended to cause fear, alarm, distress, and imminent violence and threat of imminent violence. The officers spoke to him, they came round to me, and then I have this on video, I have this whole encounter on video. They point blank accused me of committing multiple offences, and they accused me of committing voyeurism. Based on only the word of the guy next door, who is a compulsive liar, who's been proven to lie. There's literally police recordings of him lying. He has said to police here, not 5 days ago, oh, one call operator told me to take the device and keep it, and that never happened. I've spoken to the 111 handlers, who was never given that device. So he's a pathological liar. That has to be understood. That is now evidence, that's now proven. The guy next door is... Oh, yeah, so this is a previous event. He previously broke into my loft through the party wall, reached through and stole the device, and told the police that I'd put it there, which did not happen. When the police said, could he have it back, he said, oh no, 101 told me to break it off and keep it. And that has been proven to be false. So, that is direct evidence demonstrating my belief the guy is a pathological liar. And that's one example of 1,000. The reason why I'm telling you this is because after speaking with him for 5 or 10 minutes, apparently what happened was he showed them my YouTube channel with hundreds of videos on it. He didn't show them any videos. He presented no evidence whatsoever to prove any offence had been committed. The officers saw no offence being committed, and no offences are committed on those videos apart from the offences that he is committing, which those are evidence of. The officers came round here and immediately accused me of committing multiple offences, including voyeurism.
Are you sure the officers have accused or anything?
Yes.
Be accused and won't be arrested.
No.
I'd give you some advice.
No. It was not advice. They said, point blank, and I have it on video, you have committed several offences, including voyeurism. And I said to them, if you think I've committed an offence, arrest me, take me for the cells. And they didn't. They just changed their subject. It was an idle threat, but it was a threat. That is not how you treat a victim of crime. That is wrong on every single level.
You might have breached your CPO because you bent the boundary of your premises.
Okay. That document was issued under false pretenses by a guy currently under investigation for falsifying evidence.
It's still in place.
No, it isn't. It's stayed. It is not legally binding. It is nonsense.
It's on the police master computer. It is.
Look, that document says I have to remove everything from my front garden, back garden, and home capable of producing any audible sound. That is not enforceable. No officer has the ability to order that. You are allowed to film beyond the boundaries of your property under specific circumstances. One of which is to record crime in progress. Another of which is to capture crime which you believe is likely to be committed if you have an articulatable suspicion of a crime that may be committed or is likely to be committed. You're allowed to do that. That is the law. You are absolutely allowed to do that. There's no piece of paper anyone can give me to countermand that. That is case law. If you're saying anything, anyone saying anything different is ill-informed and hasn't read the law. Okay, I have the absolute right to defend my life and property using video evidence, which not only the police have asked me to keep, it is necessary to keep. Because professional standards have asked for it, because they don't have access to it, because the guy who is guilty of falsifying evidence won't give it to them. That's why it's online. I have very good legal reasons for this stuff to be online. It's not the original footage. It's properly redacted. Any part where the view is of his property, where it is not absolutely necessary, is properly shielded out. They have not seen those videos by their own admission. If they'd seen those videos, they'll know this, but they haven't. And based on no information and no knowledge and no evidence, they accused me of committing, I quote, as I said, numerous offences and of voyeurism.
It sounds like I thought to me that was just giving some advice. I can't see any reason why you don't film just someone else's house. I don't see a reason why you would need to do that.
Because the guy is committing criminal offences.
On the police though, so they're filming it.
What? I don't understand.
Someone's committing a criminal offence, and if on the police will come and deal with it, so they're filming it and putting it on YouTube.
They told me to do it. I literally have emails from professional standards asking for this.
Okay, the police do not pay to film something on YouTube.
I have an email from professional standards asking for it, so that is wrong.
Professional standards might ask you for evidence of...
Yes, and specifically, they said, send me the video by email, and I said, it's too good.
On YouTube.
I said, it's too good to go in email. What do you suggest? They say, is it on YouTube? I say, I can put it on YouTube. Okay? So don't... I have it on video. Okay? I have all this on video. Don't question me. Don't treat me like an idiot. I am telling you what has happened. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't assume things that aren't true. These guys are guilty of the offence of maliciously trying to coerce me into not reporting crimes by insinuating and directly accusing me of committing the crime of voyeurism, which I did not do.
There's a video, it's uploading at the minute. I'm on duty tomorrow, I'll have a look at that and see what they say on their body work video.
Now,
it looks to me like they've given advice. You might take the advice.
They have not. No, they have not. They have not given advice. They quite literally say, in words, you are guilty of committing several concurrent offences, including voyeurism, which I immediately challenged, and they would not provide chapter or verse or evidence or anything. All they have is the word of the guy next door who is a compulsive liar. They were not offering me advice. They also did that as well, but they literally said, I have committed the offence of voyeurism. You'll see it on the video camera footage. I've got my own video of this event as well. And one of the officers was purposefully covering up his video camera.
Well, at the moment, what I'll do is I haven't got access to the video at the minute. I'll try and view that. I'll have a look at it. I'm on duty tomorrow again.
In addition to that, the guys were horribly rude, offensive, adversarial to both myself and the local ward councillor. Okay? They were treating me as a criminal. I called 999 for my protection. The guy had put a placard outside. That is a public order offence, section 4. Easy, done. He wasn't cautioned, he wasn't arrested, nothing.
He doesn't need to be cautioned or arrested.
He does, because this is a continuing course of conduct, which had they done something when they were here, he would not have gone on to do what he did half an hour later, which is publish the same defamatory content on social media.
The matter has been recorded. As we know where he lives, we can deal with it via inviting him to leave. He doesn't need to be arrested, that's the thing.
He then republished the same slur on social media, naming me and my father as had he been properly dealt with when the police came here today, or whatever mechanism you choose, but questioning under caution would have been something you could do. You are allowed to do that.
Well, we don't need to necessarily arrest that thing. The code chief of the police, speak has to say where we live. It's stress, we know for years, we don't need to do it at the scene.
Yes, but if there is a dispute whereby he is claiming false information, had you given him a caution, he would have then committed an absolute offence which you can arrest him for, which was the lies he then told the police subsequently about the nature of the videos, which he would not let them watch.
We wouldn't interview with caution.
No, not interviewed with caution, cautioned. Different thing.
We're still going to discuss it. I've looked at all the officers' actions have done. Okay, at the moment, he doesn't need to be arrested at the minute. It can be dealt with both times if he's invited. Okay, I will review the body of what I want to do and upload it, and I will phone you back tomorrow.
Right. What is your name and what is your badge number? 2170? 2070. 2170.
Yeah. I'm in the same time tomorrow. That's it. Once this body wants footage is uploaded, we have to view it and have a speak about it then.
One thing you'll see on the bodyboarding footage is I tried to say to the guy, I have autism, okay? It doesn't mean I'm being rude, and he immediately says, my 16-year-old son's been autism, that doesn't make you rude. And I said, he's 16 years old. You've developed and developed when you're 16 years old. And he said, I'm leaving. The guys did not want to be here. They were adversarial. They were not in any way, shape or form conducively trying to find out the facts of the situation. They had already made up their mind I was guilty of something and literally accused me of multiple offences. I don't care what they have or haven't done. They have given me the impression, at very least, that I have committed multiple offences by using the words, you have committed multiple offences. They have not given me advice. They literally said, I have committed multiple offences. How many times do I have to tell you this? It doesn't matter what they actually did. The point is, it is my perception of what they have done, which is the matter at hand. Not what they actually did. Read your own complaints procedures. This is really simple stuff. I mean, why do I have to explain this to you? They have led me to perception that I'm a criminal, and I am the victim of multiple crimes, including defamatory information being published about me.
Michael, I understand that you might have got that perception, but what I'm thinking is that might not have been an intent, therefore, what would complaining achieve?
Okay, I take your statement as a direct attempt to stop me making a valid complaint about the disgusting behaviour of these officers.
Stop me making it a complaint.
You are. You literally just said, what's the point in doing it? You're trying to make me drop my complaint, which I will not.
I'm not, Michael. Calm down.
I will not calm down. I've been threatened with multiple offences. I've been electrocuted. I've had some guy trying to set my house on fire. And here you are saying, the officer is just giving me advice for doing exactly what I was told to do.
I believe that's what okay, I will wait. I'll be what I want to just see what they say. See what my thinking is. Bring you back tomorrow.
Yeah, and you'll see in the footage, at 2 different occasions, you will not be able to hear the audio or see the video because the guy deliberately interfered with his camera.
And you can't still hear the audio, even if it's very good equipment. You can't still hear the audio, even if the camera's open.
No, you can't. So there's a thing they do. If you rub your sleeve in just the right way to adjust the stab jacket, it makes a rustling noise on the Velcro, which is louder than the background noise. It does.
I've watched hours and hours of what I want to do.
Yes, you haven't watched video of officers deliberately attempting to try to conceal the body cam footage. Because that's what they do.
Michael, believe me, there isn't a conspiracy under these against you.
Oh, there is. There definitely is.
Jesus, I don't know why you get this messed up. You got conspiracy.
Let's see. I've got officers come here, literally saying to me I'm guilty of multiple offences for simply following the instructions of the police. I'm raising a complaint about their conduct, and now you're telling me there's no problem. And why should I not think there's some sort of conspiracy to prevent the truth being known? These officers were highly antagonistic, they were adversarial, and they made me feel like a criminal. I called them for my protection.
I will view the body one person and I will give you a ring back tomorrow, okay?
If they treated a rape victim like this, we all over the news right now. You don't say to a rape victim, oh well, you were wearing productive shoes or something, so there's no crime. I called them here because he had committed a sexual assault offence, okay? And they spent the whole time saying I'm guilty of publishing stuff which didn't even exist. And there's no evidence of that.
I have the crime report, I was read the crime report, and it is section 4A crime report, okay? On there it says, on there is the suspect, on there is the victim, it's put on the conversation on there, that's written on the conversation between you and him, and there's no mention of them saying anything disbelieving of you.
Oh, yes, there is.
They said there that they've had a conversation with you.
No, they didn't. They came here with an agenda. They would not let me talk. They kept telling me I was being rude every time I tried to correct their wrong information. They kept accusing me of being rude just because I wasn't paying attention to them enough. But that's not in the report, is it? Because it's not conducive to them looking good. I've got other reports from other officers who've got statements which are false, and they're so false that their statement is enough for 10 minutes worth of information when they were here for 45 minutes. Now that doesn't make any sense. Why does their statement only cover 10 minutes of a 45-minute encounter? This is happening over and over again, and I do not need the person who's meant to be taking my complaint to tell me everything's okay.
Michael, my job isn't to take a complaint. My job is to triage a complaint. If there's a complaint that can be processed, to which I need to be the body officer, what I want. But what I'm going to do is ring you back tomorrow. From initially, what it sounded like to me, that they were just trying to give you some advice, saying our conflict with your neighbour.
Okay, if
we would give any victim.
If that were true, they would not do that in the way in which they did today. they would say, as advice, we recommend that you do this because of this reason, or something like that. It would be clear. There wouldn't be any room for misinterpretation. They would not say, Michael, you are guilty of multiple offences, which is what they did. No, that's not what they said, though. They did not say that. The words which they used could not be misinterpreted as advice.
Well, let me see the body one plus and I'll give you a ring back tomorrow, okay?
Will you definitely give me a ring back tomorrow?
Yeah.
And once we've had that conversation, can I have a phone number of your supervisor so I can talk to them? Or whoever else I need to talk to, because this needs to be dealt with. I'm the victim of multiple crimes.
I'm not saying I'm not going to take your complaint. I need to know what to say in the complaint box. Send it off, which is what I need to do the research for.
And the fact you keep saying to me, oh, well, they probably meant this and they probably meant that, leads me to the conclusion that you're looking for an instant explanation, and I'm telling you there is none.
Why are you looking for an instant explanation?
Because they are guilty of a crime. The crime is...
Instability?
No.
Are they kind to reason that I give you bad advice?
Okay.
Believe me, those officers are not targeting you.
They treated the guy next door, who is guilty of several offences, which have been proven. They treated him like his best mate. They came here, they treated me like the scum of the earth, which you'll see on the body cam footage. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to give it a personal advice. That's all. I don't want advice, I want someone to take action affirmatively to stop the harassment and damaging behaviours and the things which are likely to get me killed. Had someone taken action earlier, before these people came, the subsequent act he did, which further put my life in jeopardy, would not have occurred. And that has been happening.
I'm going to go. I'm going to do this for your own footage. I'll give you a ring back tomorrow. I'll let you know what the outcome is.
Okay, fine. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. Oh, Michael, it's from Kingston Police Station. I saw you say about your complaint. There's no video footage of the incident of recorded. I'm not being recorded. It's been sent to our police department, who will process it and be in touch with yourself and the officers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll try again shortly. Thank you very much. I'll try again shortly. Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you very much. Bye.